$1 million car is supposed to make you untouchable. It's engineered by the best minds on Earth, wrapped in carbon fiber, and built to do things normal cars physically can't. So how do so many of them end up smashed against walls, trees, and guardrails? How do celebrities with unlimited resources still lose to a wet road or a tight corner? Because when hypercars crash, it's never just an accident. It's a public spectacle. A viral moment. A reminder that no amount of fame, money, or technology can negotiate with physics. These are stories of Bugattis, Ferraris, and McLarens that were designed to defy limits, and the very human mistakes that proved limits still exist. Tracy Morgan and the Bugatti that barely made it home. Tracy Morgan's relationship with luxury cars feels cursed in the most darkly comic way possible. Like the universe itself is running a long-form joke written specifically for him. In 2019, reports surfaced that Morgan was involved in a crash with his Bugatti Veyron in New York City, a car worth roughly $2 million and engineered to dominate long, open highways, not city blocks filled with delivery trucks and unpredictable pedestrians. What made the incident legendary wasn't the severity of the damage, but the timing. The Bugatti was reportedly new, still in that delicate honeymoon phase where you're afraid to even adjust the seat because it feels disrespectful to the engineers who built it. The Bugatti Veyron isn't just fast, it's aggressively out of context in Manhattan. This is a car designed to cruise at speeds most airports would reject as unsafe, suddenly reduced to crawling between yellow cabs and potholes that feel like geological features. Every stoplight becomes a negotiation, every turn a gamble. Morgan wasn't injured, which is the only part that truly matters. But the image of a multi-million-dollar hypercar humbled by everyday city chaos instantly spread online. It wasn't a failure of wealth or taste, it was a reminder that no amount of money can make New York City compatible with a car built to outrun physics. Rowan Atkinson's McLaren F1 and the most expensive oops in British history. Rowan Atkinson owning a McLaren F1 feels almost too perfect to be real. Mr. Bean, the man whose entire comedic identity is built on accidental disaster, behind the wheel of one of the most valuable and uncompromising cars ever made. And in 2011, that irony turned painfully expensive. Driving on a wet English road, Atkinson lost control of his McLaren F1, sending it into a tree and triggering a fire that caused extensive damage to the car's rear and chassis. What followed was one of the most talked about insurance claims in automotive history. The repair bill reportedly climbed close to £1 million, making it one of the costliest single-car insurance payouts ever recorded in the UK. But here's where the story takes a turn no one expected. Despite the crash, the McLaren F1's value didn't collapse. In fact, years later, Atkinson sold the car for a massive profit because the F1 exists in a realm beyond normal depreciation. The crash didn't tarnish its legend, it became part of it. In a strange way, the incident proved just how untouchable truly rare cars can be, even when they briefly meet a tree. Cristiano Ronaldo's Bugatti and the perils of delegated flexing. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't technically crash his Bugatti himself, which somehow makes the entire situation even more elite. In 2022, a Bugatti Veyron belonging to Ronaldo, valued at roughly $2.4 million, was crashed into a wall in Mallorca while being driven by one of his bodyguards. Ronaldo wasn't even in the car. He wasn't on the road. He wasn't nearby. And yet, within hours, the story was everywhere. Because when a Bugatti crashes, responsibility becomes optional, but headlines do not. The irony is brutal. You can train your body to Olympic perfection, discipline your life to the minute, and still have your supercar wiped out while you're doing absolutely nothing wrong. The incident exposed a strange truth about extreme wealth. Once your possessions reach a certain level of rarity and price, they stop being objects and start being public events. Mallorca's narrow Mediterranean roads, tight corners, and limited visibility are unforgiving even for normal vehicles. Add a hypercar that demands surgical precision, and the margin for error disappears completely. No one was seriously hurt, which is the only outcome that matters, but the optics were ruthless. When your assistant crashes your Bugatti while running errands on vacation, it stops being an accident and turns into a lifestyle headline about excess, fragility, and how even delegation has its limits. Eddie Griffin and the Ferrari Enzo that became track debris. Some crashes fade from memory. Others become automotive folklore. Eddie Griffin's Ferrari Enzo crash belongs firmly in the second category. In 2007, while practicing for a charity racing event at Irwindale Speedway, Griffin lost control of one of the rarest Ferraris ever built, an Enzo valued at about $1.5 million at the time, and slammed it into a concrete barrier at high speed. The impact was catastrophic. The Enzo wasn't damaged. It was annihilated, reduced to a twisted reminder that rarity does not equal invincibility. What made the incident so haunting wasn't just the destruction of the car, but the aftermath. Griffin walked away physically unharmed, a fact that still feels unreal when you look at the wreckage. The crash instantly became a cautionary tale in the supercar world. Track environments feel controlled, safe, and professional, until a mistake compounds itself faster than you can react. The Enzo is not a forgiving machine. It was designed as a road-legal Formula One tribute, not a confidence booster. Once its limits are crossed, there are no second chances, no electronic apologies, and no graceful recoveries. The crash didn't just destroy a Ferrari. It permanently etched a lesson into supercar history: raw performance does not care how good your intentions are. Richard Hammond and the electric hypercar that tried to kill him. Richard Hammond crashing cars is practically a recurring subplot, but his 2017 accident in a Rimac Concept 1 stunned even the most hardened automotive audiences. While filming the Grand Tour during a hill climb in Switzerland, Hammond lost control of the electric hypercar, sending it off the road in a violent crash that ended with the vehicle bursting into flames. This wasn't slapstick. It wasn't dramatic television editing. It was genuinely terrifying to watch. The Rimac Concept 1 represents a new category of danger. Unlike traditional hypercars, it doesn't warn you with rising engine noise or gradual acceleration. Electric hypercars deliver full torque instantly, silently, and without negotiation. There's no buildup, no sense of escalation, just immediate consequences. Hammond survived, but the crash became a defining moment for the electric performance era. It proved that technology can eliminate gears, reduce emissions, and rewrite acceleration records, but it cannot rewrite physics. Grip still matters, judgment still matters, and the moment either one slips, even the future will throw you off a mountain. Why million-dollar cars keep ending up in headlines instead of garages. What connects all these crashes isn't stupidity or recklessness, it's mismatch. Hypercars are engineered beyond everyday human instincts. They accelerate faster than your brain can process, stop harder than your neck expects, and punish small mistakes with cinematic consequences. Add public attention, unfamiliar roads, and the pressure to not waste the car, and even experienced drivers can misjudge a moment. These cars don't gently correct errors. They document them. These crashes prove one simple truth: money buys speed, not immunity, and physics always wins in the end. For more stories where luxury meets reality, like and subscribe. If you want to be smarter every day, like and subscribe.